what they're gonna learn here is, like the knowledge to deal with these contracts, and like you can either go to a major label and deal with this. There's some pros, what I'm saying, but there are also some disadvantages. But you can choose to do it yourself. Like make sure they understand these options, man, because like it's very important to have the education so we can break the cycle that's going on with these artists and these labels today.
Okay. Yeah, thanks for joining us. So, we're based in the UK, but we've got a large international audience. So they come from around the world, and we always like to ask our guests just to give us an idea of where you were sort of born and raised, so at least the audience can get a picture, because we know America is quite big, but each state is different.
Yes. I was born and raised in Cleveland, Ohio. It's a small city in the Midwest, you know what I'm saying? Not, not really much, not a lot there, but it was a good place to be raised and grow up in, for sure.
A lot of people would have thought you were, because of your connection with Eazy-E and Ruthless, that you were born and raised in LA, and I guess because of the sound. But in Cleveland, when you were growing up, what are the things that you were influenced by, the kind of music and stuff?
Well, one thing, growing up in Cleveland, we kind of had the best of both worlds. I mean, because we would get the East Coast music and the West Coast music, you know what I'm saying? So we got both of it, and we loved it, to where, like at that time, East Coast was kind of biased to West Coast and vice versa, but we were getting all of it. So
yeah.
And even when the South started to come in with, like the Ghetto Boys and Raheem and all those cats like that, we got all of that. So like our music range, that's why, that's what helped us develop our style, was having all those different influences from all those coasts, you know what I'm saying? And, while nobody had heard from where we came from, we got a chance to just start, to just develop our style and just be influenced by those greats.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, I actually went to college in Alabama, so I can understand that sense where, it was East Coast, West Coast, we just enjoyed the music and we didn't have a bias. But for you growing up, what was it that you were into before the music came around?
Man, it was always music.
Okay.
It was always music. I was the only other thing I was really into besides music was playing football. But me in school didn't really click that well.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? We didn't click that well. So and it was just like music was the first love over everything, though. You know what I'm saying? Like once I saw Michael Jackson perform on this Motown special, you know what I'm saying? It just told me, like, it just sent like waves through me. And I was just like, that's what I'm going to do. And I told my mother that, and she looked at me like I was crazy. She was like, okay, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? But I said, no, that's what I'm going to do, like for real. You know what I'm saying? And it was just, I just been on that mission ever since. And I was in like the 6th grade, like for real.
But then, I mean, we were all influenced by Michael, but from your point, what were you looking to do? Were you looking to be a singer, producer, writer?
Yeah. Yeah, it was just anything to do with music. Like, because I was singing back then. So yeah, this was before hip hop was, had come about. So, I was, and plus my mother and father, they played like, they played music in our house constantly. And my father would I would watch him, like when he get the broomstick, he helped, singing with the broomstick, and I'd be watching him and I'd be doing the same thing, I started doing the same thing. So it was like, so I knew the music very early on, and I used to mimic those songs. I used to sing those songs, and I just started getting more and more serious with it. And then when my brother brought home a LL Cool J album one day, Radio.
I'm Bad? Is that, radio? Okay, yeah.
Yeah. radio. He brought that album home and he was like, I bet you don't know nothing about this. And he tossed the tape to me. And I put the tape in the radio and I never took it out. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. And I want to learn his song so bad. I started writing down his lyrics. And as I was writing his lyrics down, I saw the formula in writing my own rap. So I started writing my own raps from there.
So you changed from wanting to sing to rap just like that?
Yeah. Well, no, it was a longer phase than that. You know what I'm saying? I was Michael Jackson. Then I thought it was New Edition.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I was everybody. You know what I'm saying? I was, you know what I'm saying, all those groups back then, you know what I'm saying? I imitated them, had their dance moves down, like all that, dancing, singing.
Wow.
It's like I used to do all that. You know what I'm saying? And then when I started rapping, is just when I started coming into who I would be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Did you do any shows or did you perform singing before you got into hip hop?
No. No, I didn't. I mean, just for my family and stuff like, you know, and people like that, but I never went out there and done no shows like just singing.
Okay. Now, so when you got into the hip hop, what was it? You know, were your friends and family, were they also into it, or how did you then start to think, okay, I'm gonna take this new passion and try and create a career out of it?
Well, you know, I started like rapping just like off of my own, you know what I'm saying? And then when I went to junior high school, it's when I met Krayzie Bone and, you know, Flesh and Bone.
Okay.
And you know, I met them in the 7th grade, and you know, like I was just doing it like on my own, you know what I'm saying? Like, but then like I met them and we kind of clicked up, and we started rapping in the hallways. At the time, they were Lazy and his brother Flesh, they would do the beatbox, you know what I'm saying? They was beatboxing, and I would rap, me and another cat we had that was in the group with us. And so like we got well known in school. Every year we was known. We had a group called the Band-Aid Boys in junior high school.
Wow.
And we was very known, you know what I'm saying? Like throughout junior high, everybody knew the Band-Aid Boys. We used to walk around with Band-Aids on our face, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it was crazy. And so but then after that, after we got out of junior high school, we kind of dropped the Band-Aid Boys and all that stuff,
Okay.
you know, and we didn't really have a name because we were so much, we were like so unfocused because of what was going on in our personal lives and our families' homes, you know what I'm saying? We were like just out doing whatever we could do to survive at that point. In music at that time, I have to say probably that's the only time in our lives where music probably wasn't the priority, because we were trying to survive and live and just maintain. But after that, you know what I'm saying, we you know, after that, I think Lazy, you know what I'm saying, had got incarcerated for a while, and I had got incarcerated for a while. And after that, we decided that it was nothing but music. Okay. From here on out, nothing but music. We had something special. We had something different, and man, we was like, we got to put everything we got into just pursuing this and making it happen, or it's not gonna happen. And that's when we decided to come out to California.
But then, so it started off with just the three of you, and did you have a style? Because were you imitating what Dre and Snoop were doing, or at that time, how were you trying to formulate your style in those early days?
We wasn't. I mean, we was influenced by a lot of what was going on, but we always had a desire and an ambition to be different, to not sound like nobody else. So can't nobody say, "Oh, y'all bit us." Y'all like, it was like that was just our mission, like to be different. And like, so I mean, although we were influenced by those people, we weren't trying to sound like nobody at all, and we didn't want nobody to sound like us. You know what I'm saying? At all.
So the type of rap that you guys had, you know, if you don't have good ears, it's quite hard to really pick up because it's like a singing flow. It was really, it stood out. Whose idea was it to say let's formulate our rap style? Because it wasn't East Coast, it wasn't West Coast, it was very different.
Yeah, yeah. It was Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Yeah, whose
Yeah.
idea was it to like let's rap in this particular style?
It was, man, you know, that the harmony part of it just really happened, honestly, coincidentally. Like, for
Okay.
real, because it was like, you know, we were together so much and we were so used to each other, and we had ciphers often. We would just be like
Wow.
riding the bus and we just get to rapping on the bus and everybody be looking like, okay, y'all go ahead. You know what I'm saying? Like we have ciphers everywhere we went. So,
Yeah.
and we knew each other's rhymes so good from always saying them. When one person would be rhyming and the other four would start ad-libbing his rhyme, it sounded like harmony. So as we went, we just started actually harmonizing, doing the ad-libs, and that's what it turned into.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And like, yeah, that's exactly how it came about. So it was like I said, all that came about gradually. It ain't like we just jumped in with, okay, this is style. We did it. No.
Yeah.
It all came gradually from, because like we always wanted to be them dudes that had constant flow, like no space in between words, like then. But then when we like picked it up a notch, it came with the, you know what I'm saying? It was like something different. So that was a whole style in itself. And then we put the harmonies with it. That just like created the whole flow.
So, because you mentioned just Lazy and Flesh and Bone, and the three of you were in junior high. Then when did Wish and Busy come?
Wish was around in junior high, but he wasn't never really actually in the group. He was just always used to hang around, like, and say he was in the group, but he wasn't really like rapping. You know what I'm saying? He was just running through school being a bully. Bullying people. Yeah, but yeah, he was yeah, but Wish was always around. Of course, he's their Wishbone is their cousin.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So and then, you know, we met Busy like later on in high school, you know what I'm saying? In high school. But yeah, but at first it was like, it was me and Lazy though. It was Krayzie and Lazy. That's why our names like are similar, because at first it was just me and him. Like me and Lay went through the whole city getting in talent shows. Like we was known as them two dudes. Like we was known as them two dudes. Like they can flow. The light skin and dark skin dude, they can flow. Like for real. Every time they saw us, they knew like, oh shit, these little dudes about to go. They about to go in. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we had made a name for ourselves in the city early, just me and him, like hitting talent shows, just doing this. And then, you know, we came along and we met Busy, and Busy was actually a member of the group before of Bone, before Wish and Flesh actually officially joined. Because Flesh was in the group with us in Band-Aid Boys, but after high school, Flesh had got more serious with going to school and going to college, and you know what I'm saying, he had left the music alone for me, like y'all niggas ain't gonna make it. You know what I'm saying? Like for real. And man, me and Lay just stuck with it. Like me and Lay just stayed with it, like tough, and like I said, getting into talent shows. And so Busy joined. Busy became a part of the group, and then Wish got in, and then Flesh, you know what I'm saying, after we made the move to LA, he was an official part of the group, you know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, that's how that all went around.
Yeah, you know, I think when you guys came out, the rumor that we got was you guys were 5 brothers and a cousin or so. They made it, I know there were 2, but it made it seem as if all of you guys were related. So that made it so intriguing to the rest of us, like, wow, this family of rappers coming together and stuff. But I guess it was part of the hype to because as I said, I still didn't know if you guys were all related or not, but you kind of cleared it out.
Yeah.
Most hip hop, I don't know, because Wu-Tang was probably an exception where they had the big groups, and then NWA. Did you always think it'd be cool to be part of a group, or did you ever think about just being a soloist?
I mean, man, back then, like back then it was like, well, back then when we started, groups was the thing.
Okay, hip hop groups.
Yeah, hip hop groups. I mean, you don't really see that now because everybody's about me, and everybody went at the forefront today.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's the era we came up in. So like, I mean, we had plans to do solo albums and all that stuff. Like that was always in our plans, but we enjoy being a group because the dynamic of the sound and the dynamics and the chemistry that comes together when we all unite is uncomparable by far. You know what I'm saying? So that's always going to be the best.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like no matter how good a solo projects we do, how good if it is, I don't care if your solo project go double platinum, win Grammy Awards or whatever, Bone as a group will always be better.
It's very similar to New Edition, when that's why they're still considered one of the best R&B groups out there because of that. They go away, come back, and that brand is such a powerful brand.
Exactly.
Did you then have a vision like, okay, we need to go to California instead of New York, and we need to go to Ruthless instead of, Death Row? What was?
Def Jam. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Was Def Jam in New York or Ruthless?
Yeah.
Or what was the idea?
Well, although we were raised by New York rap, you know what I'm saying? Like that's what influenced me to want to be in the game. Like all of my greats are from the East Coast. KRS-One, LL Cool J, Big Daddy Kane, Bismarcky, rest in peace. Man, just Dana Dane, Slick Rick, all of them. You know what I'm saying? Like
EPMD, all of them, yeah.
EPMD, you know what I'm saying? Like that's who I came up off of. But we like, even though we loved them, we resonated more with what NWA and Eazy-E were talking about because of the way we were living. You know what I'm saying? Like our lifestyle, we resonated with them far more because we was them dudes like ran around like that, like we dressed like them, like we had braids, like we dressed like them, we wore the flannel jackets, the Dickies, the khakis, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it was like we gravitated more to that, and we were like, when we got hip to like NWA, Eazy-E, like we were like through the roof off them, like we was like fans, like hardcore. And we always said we want to sign to Ruthless Records. We want to sign to Eazy-E, always. Like, and so when Flesh was going to school, he was out in California. And while he was in California, he was meeting so many people out here. He was like, yo, y'all need to be out here because this was before he was even like official member. He was like, y'all need to be out here because if y'all out here, I done ran into so many celebrities already just at parties. I'm quite sure the first person to hear y'all, they're gonna be like, you know what I'm saying? So he came back and we hustled up money to come out to California. And that's what gave us the idea. We was like, we going out to California to sign with Eazy-E. And that's what we said when we left. Like for real, like no lie.
My goodness. I mean, he was he was definitely ahead of his time and stuff. But for you guys, that first single you came out with, Thuggish Ruggish, is it called Thuggish Ruggish Bone? It was it Tasha? What's her name? Who sang is it Latasha?
Tasha,
yeah. I mean, it was such an amazing track. As I said, we forget that you guys were from Cleveland, but I do wonder then, when you go there, do they change your style and your production? Because what you were doing in Cleveland, when you meet up with Eazy, does he just say, okay, no, we need to produce it differently? Or did it allow you to keep your production and style that you would have recorded if you had full creative control?
Man, when we came out, when Eazy brought us out here, like, first of all, when we used to rap for Eazy, like he used to like with no beats. He used to be like he used to sit there blown away, like man, say that one again, say it again. like no lie, like he used to sit there like blown away. So like he never said anything when we were in there making our music. He gave us advice on like other things, you know, so like you know how to act, how to act like we had sense. But when it came to music, he used to sit in there and watch what we did. Like,
oh,
hold on one second, hold on.
Okay, he used to watch.
Yeah. He used to sit there and watch what we did. You know what I'm saying? Like, and just like sit there like, dang, y'all crazy. Like that's what he would say. Like he would let us like pick everything. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like what we wanted to wear, like all that was on us. Like the very first EP we did, he took, you know, he took all the photos to that.
Wow.
Like the Creeping on the Come Up, he took all the photos. Like he used to ride around with a little digital camera, and we used to be riding down the street, and he'd pull up to the side, like, get out the car. We'd be like, what? Like, get out and go stand over there. We'd be like, okay. We go up and still he pull out his camera, like, walk down the street. Like, this is crazy. Like for real. Like, yeah, that he had the whole vision, you know what I'm saying? But he never like said anything about our music.
You know, a lot of people always dream of meeting their idols, and I wonder what was it like for you, because you guys always said we wanted to meet Eazy and sign for him. Now you're talking about him taking pictures and watching in the booth. What was it? Was it surreal? Did you feel like you were meeting Michael Jackson, or did you guys able to just concentrate on what you had to do and just like, okay, he easily became a friend?
Man, no, man, you know we act like groupies behind closed doors. We was jumping around, you know what I'm saying, running around screaming, talking about, I can't believe, like the first night we met him, and the first night we met him, and he gave us his pager number, his cell number, and the office number. He was like, bro, he gave us all three numbers. Like, if he was gonna shake us, he wouldn't have gave us all three numbers. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, and he told us to come to the hotel afterwards. So man, on the way to the hotel, we was lit in the car. I'm talking about, could have had about 4 or 5 accidents. We was so lit. Like, for real. We was lit, like for real, just riding, just hype. Like, bro, we going to see Eazy-E right now. We calling people, like, it's crazy. Like, so we get there, and like, when you come out the room, I always remember, because the first thing I thought in my mind, I was like, yo, this nigga is short as hell. I'm like, damn. Like no lie, I was like, because the TV make you look so much like, I mean, on TV, like you can tell he's short, because you know when he around like Dre and all the others, like
Yellen,
you know he's short, but like you see him in person, you like, man, but he like stocky though, like built though, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, but man, he was a cool dude, but he came out and he was like, you know what I'm saying, first thing he said to was like, y'all smoke weed? And we was like, what? He was like, oh, we about to smoke everything you got. You know what I'm saying? And so we went in his room. We went to his room. BG Knockout and Gangsta Dre was in there. And we rapped, you know what I'm saying, a few things. And he was like, yo, so when y'all trying to leave, we leave right now. Let's go. And 2 days later, we went back to LA, and he put us right in the studio.
Wow. Did it surprise you how your first single and stuff blew up, that the success came so quickly?
Oh yeah. I mean, like, we were still so going off the fact, it's like this, like everything for us was just like overlapping. We were still so going off the fact we was with Eazy-E. We didn't even realize that when the song came out, it was just about to take off. Like, because everybody, you know, everybody in Ruthless, like we were buzzing, like around California, around like the Ruthless camp, and the news around, you know what I'm saying, the news around town was Eazy-E had these new cats that were about to drop, you know, and was about to be crazy. but we didn't know that it was going to be to the extent it was. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like we just thought we was about to come out and, you know what I'm saying? We was about to, like, people was going to know who we was. But it was crazy. It was like, in a matter of weeks, it was like, we were like #1, and it was like, Eazy was telling us like, yo, y'all got to calm down because y'all about to be the shit. Like y'all don't even know how big y'all about to be. And we still didn't realize it till later on. Like it wasn't until really after Eazy passed that we realized how big we were. Like really.
So, because I know we're going to come to the fact that you've got not just an album that dropped in April, that you've got your syrup line, you've got the clothing line, you've got a lot of things. So you become you've got your own business venture. What is it during the short time you did spend with Eazy that you learned from him? Because the fact that you've got all this stuff going on, and as a group you guys have your own labels and stuff. What is it that you learned with the short time you stayed with Eazy that you learned about the business and things?
And that's exactly what we learned. You know what I'm saying? If you like you see all the different things I'm venturing in is what Eazy was doing. You know what I'm saying? He had various artists signed to him, different, all that sound different from each other. None of them sound alike.
Michelle, yeah.
None of them sound alike. And that's what I'm trying to emulate with the artists I have. None of them sound alike. None of them, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's something he taught me. And he just taught me how to be serious in business and more responsible. You know what I'm saying? And man, just like all money ain't good money.
Wow.
Which is a very important one, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, it's just like, I mean, we didn't get that long with him, but just by sitting back and observing the things he did and how he moved and carried himself, it just showed me a lot, you know what I'm saying? And he was highly respected, even from those he had so-called beef with.
Yeah.
Very highly respected, you know what I'm saying? So, and he's responsible, again, for the majority of how the West Coast was built, along with Ice Cube and Dr. Dre and those brothers, you know what I'm saying, like, and MC Ren, Yella, because they are the pioneers, you know what I'm saying, and all of them get that credit. So
yeah, during that time though, because we a lot of us knew about the beef and stuff. How did you guys separate yourselves from what was happening with Snoop and Dre? Because you're on Eazy's camp, were you guys able to stay away from that, or did you feel as if you're part of his camp? We need to also take shots back.
I mean, I'm not gonna say it was squeaky clean. We stayed out of it. It was squeaky clean. It was words tossed back and forth from their camp and our camp. You know what I'm saying? That we all acknowledge now. So we sit back and laugh about this shit now, like we crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like. So, it was like, it was little words and little verbal altercations that took place here and there. You know what I'm saying? But thank God, nothing ever really jumped off, and everybody is where we are today, and everybody's cool, like family type. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's about.
And that's a testimony to you guys, because I think you see how close you guys are with Snoop and the rest.
Yes, indeed. Yes, sir.
When Eazy passed, it took us all by surprise. But for you guys close to him, and he's somebody you looked up to, we've seen how Dre and Cube all sort of, how they felt sad losing their friend. How was it for you guys close to him, especially after you were taken off and he was, he was really mentoring you guys?
Yeah, man, it was strange because again, we still in the phase of being in shock that we actually moving with Eazy-E. Even though we got an EP out now, we've been on tour with him. We've been kicking it with him. It's still like, like this could still be a dream. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so when he died, it was just like, wow. It was like another. I'm like, this is crazy. Like just and you get to thinking like, just our luck. Like all the times like we had ran into brick walls, thinking we had a shot here and it didn't pan out. And then we finally get the shot we wanted. And I was like, it's over.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? This is what we thinking.
Okay.
But at the time, we not knowing the impact and what the industry and what the fans are saying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We ain't knowing that like they looking at Bone Thugs and Harmony like gold like right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like we thinking we about to be dropped and we going back to Cleveland, time to go back to hustling and doing what we do. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I mean, but you know, we got the call that we wasn't being dropped and we were being kept on Ruthless Records, and it was new people running it and all this, you know what I'm saying? Everything changed, and you know.
Yeah. So because you guys came out with the Crossroads, which even if I watch it now, it's quite emotional to watch, especially when, you know, that part with Eazy comes up and stuff. Really, how hard was it to write that? Because, you know, it's very similar to, I won't say similar, but you think about when Puffy did the Missing You stuff, those types of songs attributed to great artists are really, the emotions still carry to today. Was it a easy or hard thing to write at the time?
No, not really. I mean, you know, we had felt we needed to do it anyway because, you know, around that same time we had lost a lot of our family members and friends as well. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we, you know, when we did the original song, it was just about one of our friends that passed away.
Okay.
The original Crossroads, it was about one, but at the same time, like mysteriously, like we started like losing like a lot of our relatives, like not by natural death. You know, my cousin was murdered, which his uncle Charles was murdered.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? One of our childhood friends was murdered. It was like my brother-in-law was murdered. So it was just like, it was like one after the other. So it was like, you know, we need to remix this song and, you know, pay homage to our, you know what I'm saying, to all our people. It didn't easy. So it was just like, you know, yeah, let's just remix this song and just, you know what I'm saying, like, just put it out.
So when Wish says, I miss my Uncle Charles, so that was actually a real uncle. That's okay.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know, in the video that they had a part where the sort of angel takes a baby, and that's really, that was a hard one. That, you know, just in the video, you know, he comes in to the hospital and they take this baby, and the parents say, no, leave our baby and stuff. Did you look at the video and think, what did you think when you, because as I said, it's one of the biggest tracks hip hop, but what did you think when you saw the video, the finished video?
I mean, you know, back then, I looked at it like it was cool, like it was, you know, it was cool, and it was it was good for the song. It was, you know, the scene was good for the song or whatnot. But knowing what I know now, the knowledge that I know now, I probably wouldn't do a scene like that because I know God doesn't do things like that. You know what I'm saying? My beliefs, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Leads me to the, you know, like God doesn't do things that way. So I would never do it like depict a scene like that in a video in the future.
Okay. Yeah, but as I said, back in, you're still new in the career and everything, and it
yes,
had
indeed.
it had its impact and stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, you guys, you know, weren't just big in the US, you were big worldwide and stuff. How did you manage the success as you know, five guys who came from Cleveland and, you know, hustling and stuff? How did you manage the worldwide success that was happening?
Man, probably like every other artist. we was idiots at first and had to get smart. like for real, like that's the bottom line. Because when you come in, you're a new artist, you're going to indulge, you're gonna indulge in the celebrity life, you're gonna take advantage of it, you're gonna live it up, and then comes the learning part, the learning the lessons when you build up all this shit and created all this, your whole world, and you gotta, your past start catching up with you and everything, you know what I'm saying? Because that's the process of it. You know what I'm saying? And you just have to hope that you ain't done too much damage and your parents don't come and eat you alive.
Wow.
Real talk, like for real. So you just gotta, man, like, that's why, you know, like when people say give advice to up and coming new artists, it's like, it's really like irrelevant doing that because you're gonna be hard-headed anyway. Like people always say, oh yeah, that's smart. But like when you get into it and like you in it and that moment is there and it's like the spirit of the world is strong and the gravitation sucks you in, man. Like real talk, like for real.
How did your family? Because if your dad singing on the broom and you told them that you're going to be like Michael, your biggest hip hop group around. How did they think about the success?
Man, they was like tripping, like wow, like yo, because I was real adamant about it. You know what I'm saying? Like I even told Lazy, I even told Lazy one day, like we was walking home one day, and like we was both fed up, like because we was like, man, when is we gonna make it? You know what I'm saying? And he was like, I don't know, man. I'm thinking about, you know what I'm saying, like just going back to school and trying to do something. And I'm like, and I told him, I say, bro, I ain't doing nothing else but music.
Wow.
I told him that. I said, I'm not doing nothing else. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, man, for real.
Yeah. The one thing I didn't get to find out was the names: Krayzie, Lazy, Busy, Wish. I mean, and the Bone at the end. Whose idea was that?
Well, the Bone is the family name. That's why everybody has a last name Bone. And I mean, the idea came from Lazy. Actually came up with the idea, when like I said, when he was incarcerated, he was actually shipped off to Texas to live with his uncle. Okay. And while he was down there for like a year or so, he when you go somewhere, you're gonna have friends wherever you go. So he had a little squad down there. They called themselves Bone Enterprise, and they had Bone names. And so Lazy was actually Busy Bone when he was with that, you know what I'm saying, in Texas. But when he came to Cleveland and we had reunited and we was like looking for a name for our group because we wasn't going to use the Band-Aid Boys, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're like, what we going to call? And he was like, and he explained what he had with them down there. He was like, I thought of it, you know what I'm saying? So it's my idea. He was like, so we could use that, Bone Enterprise. And I'm like, bro, I like that. And I was like, okay, so I'm gonna be Krayzie Bone. And he said, I'm gonna be Lazy Bone. And then like that's just how it came about. And then like Wishbone came in, he was Wishbone, Busy. Busy wanted the Busy Bone, so he took that name. And then Flesh just came in and was like, I'm Flesh and Bone, you know what I'm saying? So everybody just like picked their names and that was that. My
goodness. You first of the month, because I know you've got a brand coming out with first of the month, your Cannabis stand. But that particular track, were you surprised? It's almost like the hip hop version of Just Got Paid, the Johnny Kemp sort of one. Did you realize it was going to be like a big hit as well?
Yeah, the ghetto version. Cash your checks and come up. Yeah, that's crazy. But no, man, honestly, like, we had no idea, man, and like, I didn't even realize how funny the song was until like years later. Like I said, I just like sit up and listen. I'm like, yo, like we were tripping, like celebration of the first of the month. Like, it was just something funny, you know what I'm saying? But it ended up being this big record though. Like still to this day, it gets played all over the world the first of the month. It's crazy. 27 years later.
Yeah, I mean that's those are legacies that you guys and the reason I'm building on this because as we get into where you are now, it's always important just for the audience to be reminded about where you came from and the kind of the trailblazers that you were then, because having your own product line is still being a trailblazer in a different sense. So you always know when you've gone global when Mariah Carey invites you to come and feature on her record, and then you also have Biggie and Pac. But the Mariah Carey one, because that's when you're really crossing over to a new level. Did you guys? What did you guys think when she called you guys and said, "I want you guys to feature, especially yourself"?
Bro, like honestly, and this is the honest to God truth, we were so like wrapped up in what like we was doing and like going and like just like, because like we were fresh into like what we was doing, like being Bone Thugs and Harmony and having this newfound success. We didn't even really realize who she was at the time, because
Wow.
like we almost did not go down, and we were on the like, because we were so lit and like so off the hook and on fire in Cleveland at the time, like this is fresh to us, like so the whole city is just like on fire because of Bone Thugs and Harmony. We didn't want to leave the city ever, you know what I'm saying? Like, so we was in there like just like enjoying the love. Like we was sitting on the plane, me and Wish, we sitting on the plane and we like, Wish like, bro, you feel like going to New York for real? I'm like, I don't know, man. I really don't. You know what I'm saying? I really don't. But like, some just told me, like, I was like, no, bro. Let's just go down here and knock this out, bro. Like for real. Like that's how loosely like we talked about it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like not even realizing who this was, like telling us to come. Because, you know, man, we still like them dudes from like from the block. You know what I'm saying? Like ain't nothing really changed. Like we just got a couple songs out. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we still these dudes is just like, all right, man, we gonna go. Come on, let's go. You know what I'm saying? So we go down there, man, and it was like she had it set out for us, man. She had the herb set out. She had the Hennessy on a silver platter, though, man.
Wow.
On a literal silver platter, though. Like no bullshit, like for real. The herb and the Hennessy on a silver platter. You know, I said, yo, she cool people, man. I'm glad we came. You know what I'm saying? So man, we go in here, and I think like Stevie J was in there.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Stevie J was in there. I think Puff came by as well, you know what I'm saying? And they played the beat for us, and man, you know, me and Wish is like, we heard the beat and we just went in there like and just knocked it out, you know what I'm saying? And it's, next thing we know, it's on the radio and it's a hit. Everybody's like covering the song, and she doing an interview saying it's her favorite song, and I'm like, yo, son. And I'm realizing like who she is. I'm like, son, like, man, do y'all realize we got a song with Mariah Carey? And like for real, it was crazy. And like we just became like real good friends, man, to where like we talked to her all the time. Like she was like, come on, let's work on some music. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
wow.
Got several songs with her, you know what I'm saying? Like, so she always been like fam like that, for real. Our sounds just connect so well, you know what I'm saying? So it's musically match made in heaven.
I mean, and that's something because, you know, I know you guys are going on tour with TLC, and because of the stuff with Mariah, I could see the connection. I could see the fact that you guys crossed over, because there are some groups that will probably say, no, we're hip hop, we don't sell out and stuff. But, you know, taking that step to cross over opens you up to a new set of fans who probably wouldn't have heard of you, but were exposed.
No, we didn't cross over. The crossover crossed over to us.
Yeah, well, yeah. As I said, yeah. I mean, you didn't change your sound, but you got people who crossing over. I mean, you have people who wouldn't necessarily listen to hip hop or listen to your style, searching you out. True. With Eazy gone, who's guiding you guys? You know, direction, because you know, all of a sudden when you're very successful, having double platinum singles and quadruple platinum albums, who's now saying, okay, this is how you guys need to be next, and this is how to make sure you keep the momentum going? Or is it the 5 of you doing it yourselves? Or
yeah, man, if you know Bone Thugs and Harmony, you know there is no human being on earth that can do that at all. You know what I'm saying? They can, you know, advise us and, you know, here and there, but you know what I'm saying? We have existed, man, you know what I'm saying? Like it's real weird because we have existed just on the strength of who we are
Mm.
and what we've done in the past. And like the foundation that we've laid is very, very strong after all these years. You know what I'm saying? It's amazing to me the dedication and the loyalty of the fan base that we have all over the world, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like still, you know, it's Bone fans out there to where if we go over to Australia, we go to, you know what I'm saying, Colombia, to these places, like there's still large crowds out there that's singing our songs and coming to see Bone Thugs and Harmony. So that's definitely a blessing for real.
What did you? How did the collaboration with Akon come about? I tried.
Man, that came about through you know, we were signing Interscope at the time, and you know what I'm saying, you know, those plugs Jimmy Iovine got, you know, just and when we met Akon, you know, he was a huge fan, and of course we was fans of what he was doing. So like he was like, yeah, I want to link up with y'all. That's why we ended up doing 2 songs with him, because like we've been, you know, we really wanted to work with him and he wanted to work with us. So
Yeah.
definitely.
And yeah, I mean, but when we get to the latter part of the 2000s, I mean, that was a massive hit. There seems to be, you know, music's changing quite a bit. You know, the types of hip hop is switching a little bit. What happens to you guys as a collective when it comes to, okay, do you then decide, like the New Edition guys, let's do our solo stuff and come back as a group, or how does it run its course success wise that everyone decides to take a break?
I mean, it varies for certain artists. It depends on, it's about who's who. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's, I mean, like, you know, like some artists are still maintaining, doing what they doing and living very, very well. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know some old school artists that even came out even before we did are like, you know what I'm saying, maneuvering through the era even now. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, it, it's possible because this is an industry that's full of opportunity. Like I just said the other day, you know, hip hop is still very young,
Yeah.
not even 50 years old yet. So we haven't even matured yet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hip hop still doesn't even know how to treat its pioneers and its legends yet. Hopefully, as it grows up, all
Yeah.
that would change. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we just have to wait and see, man. You know, and just do what we do, and just like if you blessed to keep going and like doing what you do, like making music, and you still have the audience, then by all means you should keep doing it for real and keep your legacy going for real.
Did you decide to relocate to California, or were you still based in Cleveland? What was the or did you just hop between both cities?
Yeah, I'm hopping in between both right now because I'm doing different things in both cities. I have a nonprofit organization in California and in Cleveland, Ohio, called Spread the Love. You know what I'm saying? So I'm actually back and forth. I have projects going on in both states. So looking to do a lot for the community, like for the communities in both places. So
Yeah, but can we talk about the nonprofit stuff? Because how does that you know, how does that come about where you're thinking about setting something up, and who are the target audience, the targets that you're looking to support?
well, right now what I'm doing is working on a project in the process of acquiring the land of my old elementary school.
Wow.
My old elementary school was it was torn down like a few years ago. So what I'm trying to do is I'm acquiring this property. So to build a Bone Thugs and Harmony like music academy, like performing arts academy and museum as well.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Museum for Ohio for all the Ohio artists and entertainers that made it out of Ohio, so that people could come here from Ohio to see that, you know, there is opportunity, because there's a lot of very, very well-known people that made it from Ohio and people just don't know about it. Cleveland, specifically. So you know what I'm saying? Just, you know, want to put that in there and just, you know, teach people, you know, like just the fields of entertainment, man, whether it be engineering, whether it be being an artist, a manager, just like all these skills you need right here in the community. You can come here. It's right in the and this is the neighborhood we grew up in, like in our actual neighborhood.
Wow.
Off of St. Clair. You know what I'm saying? So like in the Glenville area. So it's like we're giving people, you know, opportunities starting right there in the community. You don't have to drive out to the suburbs to sign up for this. You come right down here.
Wow.
Like, for real.
Is it the the five of you involved in it, or is it just yourself, or how does?
Yeah. Right now, it's just me spearheading it. I have a team in LA and a team in Cleveland, but like I'm pretty sure in the future I'm going to bring them on to make it even bigger and like with an even bigger vision and, you know, all types of things. They'll definitely be involved in the beach in the museum and stuff for sure.
Okay. Then what about the syrup line? Because that's very interesting that you've come up. How did that come about? Your syrup.
It's going in and out.
The syrup. Your syrup line.
Oh, the syrup.
Yeah. I think we're English, so we have a different pronunciation. But how did that come about? The concept and.
Well, you know, man, it's just you know, I've seen people drinking, you know, the lean stuff, and you know, I saw this like other companies were doing this, like, you know, with the syrup, and you know, it was just, you know what I'm saying, it's just something I liked, you know what I'm saying, it's just something I like, being that I, you know what I'm saying, like I don't smoke as much as I used to because of my my autoimmune situation that I have.
Okay.
So I don't, so I don't smoke as much as I used to. So I do like edibles and like the syrup. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, you know, if I'm gonna do it, I might as well have my own brand, make my own. You know what I'm saying? Like they're suitable. You know, like something I like, and I'm gonna see if other people like it. I'm quite sure they will. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah. So it's just an extension of my cannabis brand, Leagues of Legend. You know what I'm saying? Eventually we're gonna have edibles as well. Krayzie's incredible edibles. It's coming. You better believe it.
Is it legal? I think it may be legal. Is it just in California? It's legal, or where?
Oh no. There are several other green states now. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's legal. It pretty soon it'll be all 50, whatever states we at, 52 states. It'll be all that. Yeah.
So okay. So I mean, are you selling them in shops, or is it online, or how
on
you
shops?
Okay.
On shops, and at the shops they have online delivery services or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's
Okay.
both.
One of the things that, you know, when we started off, you talked about how Eazy mentored you and things like that, but we also talked about how the industry, you know, you kind of get caught up in it and advice for new artists. I know that you mentioned that you're managing artists and you wanted to model it on Eazy's sort of everyone sounding different. How much of because the industry's changed quite a bit now, you're not selling CDs and vinyls and mom and pop shops. What is the sort of direction with the artists you have, and how you expect them to generate income, not just for themselves, but for yourself as their manager or a label?
Oh, I mean, you know, they're gonna. Well, I'm into what I'm trying to do with them is, you know, rely on myself to push them through. You know what I'm saying? Get them the right situations. You know what I'm saying? Guide them to the right situations. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, teach them the whole business. So at some point, you know what I'm saying? You know, at some point they may want to step off on their own. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, what they're gonna learn here is, you know, like the knowledge to deal with these contracts, and like you can either go to a major label and deal with this, there's some pros, you know what I'm saying, but there are also some disadvantages. But you can choose to do this yourself. Like that make sure they understand these options, man, because like it's very important to have the education so we can break the cycle that's going on with these artists and these labels today. And the cycle is like, it's the education, man. Like, it's like understanding who you are and understanding your worth and understanding it before it's too late. Like, for real. And that's what a lot of artists need to learn. So that's basically what I'm bringing in with these artists, man, and just showing them the ropes along the way, man. Like, and just because their music to me is like, their music speaks for itself, who they are. I'm trying to find artists that don't need me on every other song. You know what I'm saying? That don't need me to be present when they go do a show all the time. They can hold their own. They can actually like command the crowd. You know what I'm saying? And I've seen the artists that I work with, I perform with them many times and they can do that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm looking for.
Because I've probably interviewed over 50 90s R&B acts and some from the 80s, and the sad thing that they always talk about is how, you know, they got publishing taken away from them. They were paid 2 cents a record, you know, without realizing, you know, all that stuff, and it almost seems as if it happens a lot to sort of our Black artists. What did you learn as part of a successful group who were selling tens of millions of records about the industry, that you're sort of going to teach the people that you're managing?
Yeah, well, I mean, the good thing, like I've seen some of those stories, and like you know, I've seen some of those stories, man. Like, and I'm like, it's horrible. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, I mean, we didn't get what we deserved by far, but we saw money though. Like, it wasn't like we never saw no money. It's like, I was like, what was going on? Like back in these, like in these contracts and back then, like, but we saw money, and we still getting, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, a bonus still being paid royalties, like, from everything we've done in the past. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't understand those situations and things like that, while those artists weren't or are not getting paid from it. But like, we pretty much like I mean, like I said, like, we know we owe way more money, like way more money somewhere, you know what I'm saying? Some fishy around this motherfucker, we know. You know what I'm saying? But we is seeing something, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, when I see artists that say they're not seeing a dime, it's like, wow, it's like, son, that's not cool. That's not cool. And I'm tired of seeing the, you know, like, these Black biopics with the same story, man. It's like these labels rob them, and it's just like, I mean, like, and I can't even say if our movie would have a partner. Like, we probably have a partner, like, about how we fell out with Ruthless Records and stuff like that, because we deserved more. But like, it wasn't to the point to where like we was like just ever homeless or just like crazy stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Thank God. You know what I'm saying? Like, and just like, you know what I'm saying, we were fortunate and blessed not to be put in those situations. You know what I'm saying? You know, just like, I know I wasn't, like, so, like,
Yeah.
for real. You know what I'm saying? For real.
I mean, a lot of it was, say, they signed to a production company and they sign away their publishing without realizing, or the manager comes in and says, yes, sign here. And then they don't realize they've signed away their royalties, or they go on tour and they don't realize that somebody's taking all the money and giving them only half of it.
Yeah.
Those are the types of things, because, you know, you talked about being, you know, leaving school, being out, you know, being on the streets, and then all of a sudden millions are coming in. Who's telling you how to count your money and where to put your stuff in, pay your taxes and all that stuff?
Hey, that's true. But, you know, like, hey, we had the mentality, man. Look here. we ain't playing around like that, man. We coming up in there to get our money, man. You better believe that, man. You got to get it's payday. It's payday now. Come on.
And
Real
it's
talk.
not just the first of the month.
Real talk, you know?
A lot of us would have seen TLC have posted that they're going on tour with you guys. Now that's an amazing stuff. How did that come about, and is it all 5 of you going to be on the tour, or what can you tell fans about what to expect?
Well, man, yeah, well, you know, all 5. I'm not promising. I ain't gonna never promise that. We talking about Bone Thugs and Harmony here, man. Come on now. but I mean, man, but the tour is still gonna be like it's still gonna be an awesome tour. You know, it's the same. You know, we also gonna be missing Left Eye. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace. You know what I'm saying? But I think, you know, our fans and the love that they have for what both of these groups has done for the culture and for the music, man, it's just gonna be a celebration of music. And I think everybody's is coming just to have a good time in loving memory of Left Eye, you know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying, man, just like that. And Busy, y'all, hey, fans, y'all gotta get that Busy, you know what I'm saying? Quit talking to me about it, for real. For real, y'all get at him, for real. But yeah, man, it's still gonna be a wonderful day. It's gonna be a good tour, man. We planning some great things, you know what I'm saying, for a show set. So everybody need to come on out, because it's going down, for real.
So it's yourself, Wish, and Lazy, and
Flesh, yes,
the Flesh. Okay, so at least the 4 of you are generally.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, yeah, you know, and one of the things that our audience would always know, that you know, you've mentioned you've been around for over 20 years, and you know, people change and grow and stuff like that. But you know, I think when the core is still there, there's always room for others to come in. Now, outside of the TLC tour, are you guys touring on your own, or are you doing your separate thing, separate tour? Are you touring with the others?
Man, we go, we go, yes, we touring at, before the tour, after the tour, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, so we doing dates like all the time, like especially now, like as soon as everything opened up, like everything just like, you know, like flooded in, and we like booked up until like so far the middle of next year. Like, it's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Then how do you have time for your own solo stuff? Because I know you released an
Oh
album.
no, those shows are in the midst of all those shows. Like, yeah, solo shows and all that. Yeah, definitely.
Would you? Because I went to New Edition when they did their Home Again tour in '97 and '98, and they all come out as New Edition. Then they all go back in, and BBD come out to perform Bobby Brown, Johnny Gill, Ralph, and then they all come back as New Edition. If somebody comes to Bone Thugs and Harmony tour, would we see you guys just performing all the tracks, or would you have segments for you guys to do your solo stuff, and then all of you come back in, or
Yeah, that's definitely something we're working on, like as a Bone Thugs and Harmony tour, like as for a project that we have in consideration, like definitely, for sure.
Okay. Now, just before, I know that you guys have, I know that you've got the podcast, is Truth Talk. What's that about, and where can people get to listen to that?
Man, Truth Talks is basically a show. You know, it's a podcast where you know, we me and my partner, the bum QG, we talk about just like different subjects. You know, like religion. We talk about politics. We talk about entertainment. Just everything. You know, we've man, like we address everything, but we look at things. First, we look at things. We pick a topic, and we have 2 sides. We have what man says about it, and then we just goes and we say what God says about it.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? And we compare the two and we see which one weighs heavier. God, of course, always.
Okay.
Because man is idiots, but yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's, you know what I'm saying? Like God always, but like, you know what I'm saying? But that's basically what the show is, man. You know what I'm saying? And like, you know, like we've got like a lot of good feedback. People tell us they happy I'm doing a show because nobody talks about stuff like this. We don't do a show like our show is not, we're not gossiping about what other celebrities do. You know what I'm saying? Like who's sleeping with who went to jail, who shot who. None of that on the show we doing. You know what I'm saying? It's enough of that going around the world already.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We want to bring like facts. It's not a conspiracy theory show, even though we've had topics on a few conspiracy theories that are out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I want to stick to mostly facts, man. I don't want to go off no speculation because our show is here to educate and enlighten people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not to fill your minds with gossip and all that other crazy stuff. Like for real.
Yeah, no, it's and I think that's the one thing that we, most people talk about the music industry, and we talk about shady people who have knowledge and power taking advantage of vulnerable people.
Mm-hmm.
People don't talk about some Illuminati or some, that's fictional. I have no idea for anything like that. I just know that there are people who have more knowledge about contracts and deals and take advantage of people who are just so desperate to get in, more so
Mm-hmm.
than all this other stuff. So it's good to talk about it so that people come into the industry aware that even the lawyers you go to could be part of the industry system and might not be as truthful. So it's almost good to be triple careful.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm not doing this stuff, my full-time job is I'm a mental health therapist here in the UK, treating under 19s. And one of the things that is big here is that mental health among the Black community here in Europe it's as poor as anywhere because people don't come for help. They feel as if no, we're Black and we're strong, but they
Mm-hmm.
suffer the most.
Mm-hmm.
Being in the recording industry where success and money and all that stuff comes, how did you personally manage with anxiety, depression, and mental health? And were you able to seek help if it was a struggle during your career?
Man, fortunately, I've never had to struggle with mental health, even in this industry, because I learned very, very early in this in this business that, keep it 100, that it's fake.
Okay.
Everything about it is fake. The money you make is real, but everything about it is fake. The people, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I learned to never take it that serious. Like never become a celebrity. I don't consider myself a celebrity. I'm an artist. I don't consider myself a celebrity. I don't do the shit celebrities do. Like for real, like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I learned very early, like, you know what I'm saying? Like this is to never let money and fame overshadow the love that I have for genuinely making music. You know what I'm saying? Because I love making music because, you know, it's an outlet for me. I get to express certain things and ideas and get it off my chest. It's like that's therapy for me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like whether I was making money for it or not, I would still be doing it. If I had a 9 to 5, I would come home and I would make some music. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So it's like I'm doing this for the love. You know what I'm saying? I'm not like married to this. I'm not just like so going off of this that like a lot of these celebrities you see, they think like very highly of themselves and it's just all about them and nothing else. I'm far from that. You know what I'm saying? I always stayed grounded because it's like all of this can be gone tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? And like you've seen in the past for many people when it leaves how they can't handle it. They resort to using drugs and alcohol and their whole life is in shambles because they got caught up in a fake life.
Yeah.
And when reality hit them, they couldn't handle it. So I vowed to never be that person. Like I always stay grounded here on earth. Real talk.
Yeah. Did you get a chance, because you had a collective of 5, to talk about, if you were struggling, you had issues? Because I think with some unveils has just come out and talked about her mental health, and one of the things that Black people, we either we go to the pastor and ask for advice and that's it, but we don't, as men, even talk about feelings and emotions and stuff. Being part of a group, did that help you guys to talk stuff out and not carry the burden upon yourself?
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. We had a lot of deep conversations about personal things we were going through. You know what I'm saying? Like over the years we've been together, for sure, and it has helped. It did help having that bond of brothers. You know what I'm saying? Like you could go to it. You know what I'm saying? Just chop it up with. You know what I'm saying? Definitely, that definitely helps. You know what I'm saying? Like having people in your corner that's not so much going talk, but just listen to you first. You know what I'm saying? Like, because sometimes you need to somebody's gonna listen to you and understand what you're going through for real. So
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. So all my guests, I always ask them that if you were stuck in an elevator and they said, look, it'll take a couple of hours, but we'll put a movie on for you to watch before we get you out, what movie do you request?
say that again.
If you were stuck in an elevator and they said, look, it'll take a couple of hours before we get you out, what movie would you want to watch before they get you out?
Man, that's a crazy question, because I don't know. Probably The Last Dragon. That's my
Okay,
favorite
is
movie.
it the Bruce Lee one?
Yeah, Bruce Leroy. No, it's actually like Last Dragon. It's like a black karate movie that came up back in the days. It's actually
Okay,
crazy.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, called The Last Dragon. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna have to check that out. They're about to put the movie, but they say we play a song before the movie starts. What song do you number would you request?
What song would I play?
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't know. It'd probably be a Michael Jackson song, "Rock with You."
Okay.
I
Okay.
don't know why. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, because one of the things I always like to find out is like, what's your people's favorite if they have that one song that no matter what, I'm just gonna put that
Oh
on.
yeah.
And
Oh yeah. I got a whole bunch like Michael Jackson songs. Like I got a whole bunch of like those favorites. I just
what
like
was
how
it?
you put his songs good.
What was your favorite one? Rock with You. Is that your favorite, Michael? Or
No, my favorite one. Yeah, but my favorite one is Billie Jean.
okay,
For
okay.
real. Because that's the one I saw him perform, and I was like, that's what I want to. That's what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that was my favorite song always.
Have you ever tried to do a version of it, rapping over sort of samples of that?
I don't. Oh yeah, I think I did. It wasn't that beat, but it was a similar beat to Billie Jean. It was called Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? I
Okay,
did on one of my tapes. Yeah.
has that been released? Someone's
Yes. They've been released. I have a mixtape series called The Fix Tape, and I believe it came out um on the 4th volume.
okay, and it's called Hollywood.
Yeah, the song is called Going Hollywood. Yeah.
Going Hollywood. Okay, I'll check that out. I definitely have to appreciate the time and stuff, and what I'll get from Bernadette is sort of a lot of the links to your clothing line, your syrup, and everything that you have, so that as people are watching, they can click on it and be able to check things out and things. People have some tours to look forward to. Hopefully, a new album from Bones, or would you guys just be doing singles, or what do you think you might?
Right now, I know Flesh has released some things. Wish has been, Lazy has released some music, and Busy's working on some music. I'm also working on some. Yeah, so right now we're just doing like, everybody's doing their own thing and they releasing their music, just focusing on their little, on their little thing. Everybody's doing a lot, man. You know what I'm saying? And like, just because, it's we are Bone, but we are our own individuals as well, and we have other things going on that has nothing to do with Bone.
Yeah.
That's just life, you know what I'm saying? So I mean, I'm quite sure, man, that Bone Thugs and Harmony is, you know what I'm saying, not like, you will be getting something from Bone Thugs and Harmony that's very big in the near future. That's all I'm saying.
And it's good, as I said, that you guys are doing just all individual stuff and then coming back. That's what makes you a massive collective. I can't leave without asking you what your thoughts are about the state of the music industry now. And because my audience is predominantly 90s and 80s, that's what they grew up on, and they like even Chaos One came up with Self-Destruction. You had all hip hop unite for about Stop the Violence. You had Black Men United. You would know you'd had positive music. You had people talking about what's going on in their hood, in their environment. It seems as if there's a trap music that's out there, a lot of older auto-tunes. It's quite different from the kind of things you were influenced by, New York and West Coast. What are your thoughts? And I'm not labeling any of the artists or anything like that, but do you think that hip hop has sort of been pushed being promoted in one particular style, and the style that you were used to has been marginalized by the labels and mainstream media?
Yeah, I say that all the time. That's the only problem I have with hip hop is not even hip hop. It's these record executives and these people that's controlling whoever's controlling the radio, the program directors, and you know what I'm saying. It's like they're only allowing one form of hip hop to be heard. Like there are several different genres of hip hop within the genre of hip hop. They have to start respecting that. There is different types of hip hop that can be #1 at the charts on their own charts. You know what I'm saying? Like, so why does it have to be one category of hip hop and all you get is just trap music? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't like that. You know what I'm saying? It was gangster rap, you had conscious rap, you had backpack rap. You know what I'm saying? You only getting, you're being force fed one form. Like, this is all it has to offer. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's not knocking nothing they doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, and there are millions of fans saying the same thing too. It's not just the artist saying this. You know what I'm saying? Like, fans know what they want to hear.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just like people want to hear what they hear on the radio now. That's cool. To each his own, brother. Nobody's saying stop eating. Yeah. Nobody's saying stop making the music you make and keep doing what you're doing. If that's what's working for you, that's what artists do. But it's a whole bunch of talented artists out here with different styles of music, with different messages that need to be heard as well.
Yeah.
And they blocking it. Yeah. And it's the reason they blocking it.
Wow. Well, I definitely have to thank you for your time. You've been a real trooper, and especially with everything. So I appreciate everything. And I'll be in touch with Benedetta to get things out. But thanks very much. And the fans are going to be amazing to see you guys on the road and stuff.
Yes, indeed, man. Appreciate you. All love, for sure.
All right. Thanks very much. Thanks, Benedetta. All right.
Hey, thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. If you love what you watched, there's over 100 artists that we've interviewed. So please check out the videos. Remember to like, share, and unsubscribe. But better still, become a member of Halftime Chat and get exclusive videos ahead of time. But thanks for watching. Take care.